Good morning, folks. I'm your meteorologist, Barrett Vincent. Take a look at the sunrise over the Book Cliffs this morning. A beautiful scene as we have a little bit of cloud coverage in the sky. These are those upper level thin and wispy cirrus clouds. So for cirrus clouds, think the two things, thin and wispy, just like this right here. Now, as far as today's concerned, we got warm temperatures expected to continue as we will dry up later on today into single-digit humidity values with a windy day overall ahead of us. Outside in Grand Junction, we had 62 degrees this morning with that 10-mile-an-hour wind. We're chilling right at 36% humidity, starting the day off a little bit humid. I'm expected that to really start declining in the next few hours as we get to those afternoon hours. This background picture I took a few days ago when I visited the Grand Mesa for the first time, and there was still snow on the ground. It was actually, a lot of it was melting quite rapidly because we have these summer-like conditions. Speaking of which, those highs are right in the ballpark for those averages, not close to that record high we set last year, thankfully not in that 100-degree weather. However, I'm exploring all of the regions in the western slope. I got a lot of stuff on my bucket list, so definitely shoot me an email if you have any recommendations or if you have a beautiful photo you'd like to have in one of my graphics. Be sure to just send that over to me and I can try my hardest to get that in there. As far as weather alerts are for today, we have some fire weather warnings for this afternoon starting around noon. That's going to be because we are going to dry up quite drastically in the next few hours, coupled with some winds today. Here's the setup. We got that trough in the mid-levels. This is going to be around 10 to 15,000 feet up in the atmosphere. We have these height lines marking our pressure. Now, as these kind of tighten up in the next few hours, we're going to get more wind speed, so those downbursting winds will really start making their way into the region, coupled with this warm air mass really causing us to warm up into those summer-like conditions. But with those winds bringing in that dry and warm air, we will be clear on the western slope for our radar. Not much going on here over on the east. They had a little bit of showers in the overnight hours east of the Continental Divide around Denver. Those are dissipating out for today and this morning. As far as your allergies for today, pollen is going to be practically the same we've seen, except for a slight uptick in trees due to the fact that we have had a little bit of wind the past few days, caused a little bit of turbulence and knocked some of that pollen around. Now, as far as highs, we're going to be in the 90s in Moab, Grand Junction, Delta, everywhere else really going to be remaining in those 80s. Now, overnight temperatures tonight going to be getting down into the 50s and 60s for absolutely gorgeous overnight conditions. And then tomorrow, we're going to be warming up again. Not going to necessarily reach the 90s in Delta and Grand Junction like today, but everywhere else mainly going to be remaining in those 80s and a little bit of the 70s. So cooler temperatures for tomorrow. And then as far as winds, we're looking at 5 to 10 miles an hour this morning. We are expected to get up to 20 miles an hour today. So hopefully as those winds increase, we will cool off. Temperatures for the extended forecast are going to be in the 90s for those highs all the way until Wednesday. And then same thing for Montrose as well. They're going to be just slightly cooler, remaining in the 80s.